Hey everybody, it's me. I'm out in town today and I haven't been here for, well, exactly 4 years actually. Used to live in this area for many years. I really missed it. So today I've decided, well, I have a meeting, but I decided I have time before the meeting, so I decided to just do my regular walk where I used to walk with my daughter when she was an infant. And just remember the times, although I've had plenty of really sad times here, but I've had as many good ones, maybe even more. So just stay with me, I might think of something to tell you, to share with you, apart from the good mood. But actually, today the mood is not the best one. But I don't want to go there. I'm just going to get myself out, okay? So just stay with me. So beautiful here. But you know what? It's actually a really cold place. I mean, in terms of the people that live here. I'm in Belgravia, and I mean, when I was living here, I was just I was working for someone, so I didn't really fit in. We didn't fit in. We were just, the working class, if you know what I mean. So all the people that live here who are wealthy, actually quite cold people, very private. I don't want to say that it's bad. It's just my experience that it was pretty cold here. Never got to make any friends. But maybe it's because maybe it has something to do with the class. But actually what I wanted to say is that that's not completely true, because I did make some friends, and one of them, so funny, just yesterday suddenly just turned up. Haven't spoken to that person in 10 years. I came back, and then suddenly, I just got a message. I even forgot about that person. But and they want to meet, and it felt great. That was the highlight of the day, actually. Other than that, I'm just taking a stroll. Stay with me. Something else might come up. I know it will. I remember when I came here the first time. It was actually so funny, because I just came out of Victoria, and I remember that the first time I ever came to Victoria, landed in Gatwick, it was 2010, and I was on a mission for work-wise. I landed, I took the train in, came to Victoria, never ever been there before in my life, went outside to the left, stopped at the traffic light to wait to cross. I was looking in the map, and then suddenly I see there is an S-Class driving by, and I look in the back of it, and my boss was there, and I'm like, what a coincidence. I'm like, yo, stop. And he stop, the driver, stop, What a synchronicity, oh my God. I just remembered that. It brought me some really great, good vibe memory. And let's just take a stroll. Maybe I'll go to Harrods, and see what's going on there. Stay with me. So I wanted to tell you about the stuff that I got a bit moody over. I like to dress up, and I have this, it's kind of annoying me, because I have a lot of gay men hitting on me, and I don't care who is what orientation, really. Just, I'm pretty tired of I'm pretty tired of people hitting on me because I'm straight. I never had any of that kind of experience, and I'm not interested in that. And what happened this morning was I posted a story about my new class, my new breathing class, and a girl that I met when I was in Mexico, she commented on it, and that girl was pretty hot. And when I was in Mexico, I was already engaged in a relationship. Okay, it was remote, but you know, I stay loyal. And with this girl, what happened was we met 3 times in different locations, like completely random. And I'm like, what? One of the times we met in a completely different, you know, town, like thousands of miles away from where we were originally, like randomly on the street. And I'm like, what the hell are you doing here? I mean, it was crazy. It's just there are no coincidences like that. And she wrote me today, commented on my post and told me, oh, you probably smoked a joint because I have, you know, I had red eyes. But no, I haven't smoked anything. And I'm just honestly not getting the best sleep. And yeah, it's still quite stressful for me. And I got a bit upset about that comment. Like, no. And then basically I reminded her that we met 3 times under really weird circumstances, and I told her we should have just had some, you know, sex and just celebrate that. And she replied to me that she thought that I was gay. Why? Well, because when I was with her, she's hot. She's used to like probably men hitting on her. But I'm not doing that. First of all, I don't like, you know, like the type of woman. Some women, I can feel their sexual energy because I'm very sensitive. And it's nothing that I want. Even if I was not engaged with another girl, I wouldn't even want to come close to that because she's just trouble. Guys, you know the women that I'm talking about. That's the kind of woman. So, and the other thing is that I work with, you know, I work with, I do therapy. I work with breathing. I am super sensitive and I'm very picky. There were days when I was much younger, when I used to party, when it was all about, you know, finding someone to, you know, to have fun with. But those days are over. That was like, last time I remember, that was probably more than 10 years ago. So what I'm saying is that I'm very picky. And just because I am that, just because I'm not hitting on every woman that I see, suddenly I'm gay? I don't get it. Like, people are just being so judgmental here these days, in my opinion, about this kind of stuff. It didn't bother me before because yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just, I'm just annoyed that it's just happening more often. And actually I was thinking about, maybe I am gay. I don't know. If everybody's saying that I'm gay, maybe I'm gay. Something that I don't know. I know for a fact that I only fuck with women. Never had anything with the man, nor did I ever want to do that. Yeah, this just got me out of my good vibes, actually. But on the other hand, I feel really privileged at the same time that, you know, I have men who like me, I have women who like me, and I can get around everywhere where I need. And you know, I just yeah, I don't know. I don't even know why I'm talking about this. It's really not an easy topic. Actually, there is a book. It's called It's Steven Mareza's third book about the Toltecs, and there is a case about this gay stuff where there is a man and he can't figure out what orientation he is, and he has homophobia, and it was very interesting to read about that because I've experienced something similar, and I used to be a bit homophobic myself, but after I read that book, I stopped because I definitely know my orientation for sure. And also, I remembered something when I was a teenager. We were hanging out with the guys. Everybody was we were like hugging, we were just messing around, we were not afraid of any body contact. I mean, that was just normal in the 90s, there was no problems with that. We're like, today, if you hug a man or something, or people think you're gay, what the fuck, man? I don't know, the world is fucked, honestly. Sorry about these vibes, but I guess that guy, the Russian guy, just distracted me. Anyway, I used to live here. This is my street. I used to shop right here. Anyway, yeah. Let me know what you think. Stay with me. Yeah, or for example, actually coming back to when I was growing up. I was growing up in Denmark. And in Denmark there's a lot of gay people there. And it turned out later on, I found out, like maybe when I was 27, that when I was 18, 19, 17, I used to hang out with one guy. He was my really good friend. We used to hang out all the time. We used to drink and party, go out. And then 10 years later on, I met some of our common friends, and they said, oh, that guy he's a gay. And I had no idea. And I don't think he was. Well, he was definitely not gay when I used to hang out with him when we were teenagers, But what I'm saying is that when I look at myself, for example, how I record the videos, how I move with my hands, my gestures, my movements, there is a lot of feminine movements there. And I've been thinking, why do I have that? Maybe that's why people think that I'm gay. But does gestures make you gay? Okay, I spent a lot of time with women, with my mother. I grew up with my mother. And in general, I spent a lot of time with a lot of women in my life. And we have a tendency to mimic and copy each other. So if you move in a certain way, or if you speak in a certain way, does that make you gay? I think people got it so wrong. Also, I thought about, can one be gay and not have sex with men? Because they say that the soul has no sex. I really believe that it's hermaphroditic, definitely. I have been a witness to that. And I consider myself as a very balanced person due to the practices, due to my breathwork, and due to what I do. I am very balanced. I can see a beautiful woman. I can see a beautiful man. I can see the beauty in everything. What is that? Does that make me bisexual? Or do you have to have sex with both sexes to have any sexuality? I don't know. What a weird video. Yeah. I don't know. I like women. I really like them. And I really like men. In terms of, working with them, hanging out, talking. I like men and women. But I've only had sex with women, and I'm planning to continue to do so. And And now I'm approaching a place where I used to live, where my daughter was born. So it was just an amazing meeting I've had with the concierge that in my old flat here where I used to live. And yeah, he was a witness to birth of my daughter. I mean, he was there and we just spoke like for 1 hour. I haven't seen him for 10 years. Well, just a bit less than 10 years. And I just remembered all of the stuff that we've been talking about. He remembers that when I was, having a hard time between me and my wife, I used to talk with him a lot. And it was just amazing to just have a chat. And he just raised my vibes, really. It was just really great to catch up. And you know what? About this gay stuff, you know what was really funny? This person who turned up also like yesterday, who was also a neighbor in the flat where I used to live here. Basically, she wrote me. She invited me to come over, and she wrote me that the address and today, and in the message it said Gayville. And I thought, okay, today is the gay day. Probably that's how I'm gonna call the video, Anyway, I'm just I respect everybody's choices. I know some wonderful gay people. I have in my family also someone who has that orientation, and I know plenty of women who are. Anyway, I think everybody's wonderful in their own way, but I am not gay. But I probably sound and look like one. Anyway, what do you think about that? Actually, very difficult conversation for me to have, because I'm a bit worried about, what you can talk about, these days, what you can't talk about. We just spoke with my mate about it. Oh, you got to be careful what you say, what you do, and people. The world is so crazy. But hey, I'm Russian, and this stuff there. Yeah, Russians are not really into that stuff. Having said that, there's plenty of gay people there. They're just hiding. So anyway, let's see what's in Harrods, huh? Wow, I haven't been here for ages, and it's nice because I think it's good to catch the vibes of luxury and wealth. I think it's wonderful. But I'm actually going to go to the bathroom. That's why I came in here. Actually, now I recall that I was on Harrods once, and it was I think it was in 2014 or something. I was shopping, and there was a young man. He was just coming on to me several times, like for real. I think it's because he probably thought that I was a wealthy person. I wasn't, Probably he was trying to hook up, with someone who's wealthy. That's how I felt. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But I just remember that since we are on the topic and I'm here, it brings up a lot of memories. Where's the bathroom? There is a guy on the floor. He felt sick, and I remember that once I felt sick here as well. I had a panic attack, and it was actually my ex-wife. She wanted some Louboutin shoes, and we went here to shop, and I was going through like a very, you know, when you have an awakening, many people have it, like when you're going through like a real ass awakening, you like, I had panic attacks on the, you know, like out of nowhere. I never had that ever before in my life, but I had one here and I felt really sick. I barely made it out of here, you know. And I'm walking around here, I'm looking at all these people here. You know, the vibe here is just so materialistic, you know. It's just so cold, it's just so soulless, you know, this place. And everybody's on the phone. Look, there's no happiness here. I mean, I used to shop, I did buy plenty of times here, and I did definitely. Now if I am to recall what's the best thing that I ever bought here, I think it was like a briefcase that I bought. Otherwise, I don't have the best memories of shopping, to be honest with you, I have is with TK Maxx. Really, I got some of the best items there ever. So I think the mood there is much better than it is here. Here is just cold. Nobody gives a fuck, you know. Like that guy. Anyway, yeah. Stay with me. Anyway, I'm out. Honestly, yeah, I don't have any good memories associated with it. Once my ex-wife, she asked me, she just really wanted cherries. I don't remember what season it was, but it was definitely not the cherry season. And it was just after we had our daughter. Nice chicks. Anyway, so I thought I went, I'll go, because we live just just around the corner from here. And I thought, okay, I'll just go to Harris and see, maybe I'll find some cherries for her. And yes, there were cherries. And I told the guy, yeah, just let me have 4, you know, these small like boxes, like 250 grams. And I said, yeah, let me have 4 boxes, because they were not really big, but they look delicious. And he's like, yeah, sure, 100 pounds. I'm like, what? What? 100 pounds? He said, yeah, it's a kilo. It's 100 pounds per kilo. I don't know where they sourced them from, but anyway, I could afford it back then. So I got my wife's the most expensive cherries I ever had in my life. They were delicious. That's a good memory. Otherwise, yeah. That's it. Just want to go around Knightsbridge. Haven't been here for 4 years. Let's see what's up. Not much changed. Maybe they did finish some renovations. They're always renovating, you know, this expensive area. What I remember from living here is that the renovation, the construction never ends. Never. Because everybody's moving in, moving out. And you know what's so funny? You know, many times someone very wealthy would buy a place, totally rebuild it, redo it, and never show up there. I've witnessed that several times. And you know, like, I'm just a normal person who's, you know, actually living in the property. And I remember that this banging and knocking never ends. Just always construction and construction. But it's nice to be back. It's really nice to be here. This is where I want to say, this is where I grew up. No, I didn't grow up here, but my daughter grew up here. In a way, she was born here, and I spent a lot of time here. A lot. That is a very rare car. I really like that one. It sounds great. Yeah. I guess that in order to feel comfortable, check it out. Never seen it so close up. That's nice, huh? Yeah, one thing I loved about this place is all the cool cars always here. But the thing is, you know, you can't drive them fast here. You can't really enjoy them. And actually, once I seen a guy, he was just so big, he couldn't get into his Lambo. And when he got in, he needed to readjust, and he couldn't get out. It was it was pretty funny, actually. Now, what I wanted to say is that I guess to feel comfortable in these places, you gotta be that. You gotta be that class, or you probably gotta just grow up in that or be that in order to understand it. Feel good there. But it's just like so fake, so cold, so soulless. I don't know, maybe it's just me. But maybe I'm going to change my mind if there's going to be a time when I can just go into Harrods and buy whatever I want, don't look at the price tag, and just have fun. Maybe that's what it's all about. I don't know. What do you think? I mean, I definitely tried doing that, but related to my work. So I wasn't, purchasing stuff for myself, but I was purchasing stuff for someone, without really... I always look at the price tag, but, never really did that for myself. What do you think? Do you have experience with that? Check out this Porsche. They gone all electric, huh? I don't like that. I like the smell of the diesel and gasoline. What about you? Okay, I think maybe, I don't know, maybe something else will come up, but I'm relocating now to another area, okay? Stay with me. It was my ex-business partner and ex-best friend who taught me how to dress up, because we used to have a startup together, which was, we were competing with Farfetch. We were pretty big in Germany at some point, and it was a fashion marketplace, so we had a lot of fashion stuff. Before that, I really didn't know how to dress. And the other person who always stimulated and motivated me to dress colorfully was my mother. And the stuff that she bought for me, for example, she bought me a pink shirt, like a hot pink shirt, like pink as... like if you double the pinkness of that, okay? And I said, what is that? That's a gay shirt. And she said, no, it's not gay. She said, you just don't get it. She said, it's brave. Only a brave man can put clothes like that, wear yellow pants, pink shirts. Someone who is not afraid, someone who's not homophobic, basically. And you know what? She was totally right. I didn't understand it back then, because back then I wasn't brave enough for it. But I've had plenty of men who are homophobic making, comments about me wearing, that I look like a gay, like wearing a jacket too tight or something, And actually, now that whilst I'm recording this video, I realized that it's actually their own insecurities and probably their own homophobia that they were just projecting to me. But me being so sensitive to criticism because, of my self-esteem and all of the trauma and all of the other shit that I, have within me, I take things very personally. And it doesn't take much to just hurt my feelings, actually. I don't know if that's gay. I had a guy tell me, oh, you're so sensitive. Yeah, I am very sensitive. And all of this breathwork and all of the spiritual stuff that I've done, it actually makes you very, very, very sensitive. It makes you extra sensoric. So you get an extra sense. Yes, I really feel people. I feel all their pain, all their love. I feel all of it. And it's actually not easy to live with, So... oh my god, this thing is actually built finally. This property, this plot has been empty for years. And I only seen renders of it, and now, here it is. What an amazing place, to live in. But anyway, the mood here is very cold. Probably because I'm a foreigner and an outsider, but that's how I always felt here. Nothing compares to, for example, Brighton's mood. Brighton has the best mood, best people. So, very cold, very private, area to be in. So, it's not a place where I would want to live ever again. It's nice to pop in and out, but that's it. Yeah. Four years ago. Haven't changed really. But I feel the strength because I spend so much time here. You know, subconsciously, subconsciousness or yourself or everything, like let's just call it subconsciousness, remembers everything. So if you've been in a place of where you felt like on the top, your subconsciousness remembers that, and it will help you. It will help you feel that again. I mentioned that in my videos about the reasons why I came back, and I can really feel it, like, walking here in this phase of my life where I'm not doing what I used to do. I'm full on doing only my breathwork stuff, all in, and I feel stronger than ever right now. Although I am pretty tired, because it's been rough. Yeah. What's up? Anyway. Yeah, the Battersea power plant. It's open. When I left, it was not. So it's quite interesting. Gonna have a look inside there. What's happening there? What's happening? Oh, there we are. I think Pink Floyd filmed Leave the Kids Alone here, huh? Wasn't it here? Yeah. Oh wow. What an amazing project, huh? Whoever got that idea.
Lighting.
Amazing architecture. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up. I just had a great meeting with someone that I haven't seen for 4 years. I mean, they were amazing. And we had a great time in a great restaurant. It's been a while since I've been in a great restaurant. And now I'm off, so I guess, hopefully, I will see you in another video. Thanks for watching and thanks for commenting. Okay, this day is not over yet. You know why? Because I am wearing yellow pants, okay? But hey, блядь! Ебать, иди сюда, кофер пусть. Okay, look, I have a pink suitcase, okay? We're talking about all the gay stuff, and now I'm wearing yellow pants, and I got a pink suitcase, okay? Look at that, блядь. Сейчас смотри, мы берем этот. Смотри. Okay, we got it. Yeah, God was with me, seriously. I found a fucking suitcase. A fucking suitcase. Somebody just left it here for me. Oh my god, okay, I'll finish the story later. I gotta go now. But what a day. What a gay day, bless. That's the pink suitcase there. Anyway, okay. Anyway, I'm again grateful that I have a really good friend. Because I got a package again sent to me. But this time this package was huge. And the whole box was like almost ruined, and it would cost a fortune to send it back and forward here. Anyway, I came over here. I'm really so far away from my place now. Well, just to give you a heads up, I'm in West Ham. Okay, I'm further than West Ham. And I need to go back to Brighton. And it's like, it's half 7 already. Anyway, my friend, he said, yeah, I think we have a big suitcase and we can try to fit the whole thing in. And then when we looked, they didn't have the big suitcase. They just had the small pink suitcase. And I thought, oh my god, all the stuff that I've been talking about today, and the pink suitcase now, it's haunting me. And then, as I was leaving, I already gave up and I packed the pink suitcase. and left what was, what I couldn't fit. Just left it in the box. And then as we were passing by the rubbish, God sent me a suitcase, a big one, and I fitted everything in it, and I'm so happy. So I think that's it for today, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. I want to finish this gay topic completely. I'm reading the definition of the word gay. Yes, it's relating to or characterized by sexual or romantic attraction to people of one same sex. That's A. Often used to refer to men only. Okay. Relating to or intended for people who are gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, etc. blah 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 blah. And then we have a second point. Keenly alive and exuberant, having or inducing high spirits. Well, then I'm definitely gay. Because I definitely in high spirits, keenly alive and exuberant. You see? So does it mean if a person is like that, outgoing, extroverted, high spirit, that he is the first definition of gay that I've read? No. No, that doesn't mean that. And another question, if a man likes to dress up and likes bright colors, does it mean that he is gay sexually? No. Or if a man likes to look good, takes care of his, how he looks, how he's feeling, his health, his hair, beard. I'm talking about myself also, because I do that. I look myself in the mirror. What do you call that person? Narcissist. Okay. Narcissist, because I like myself and I like to take care of myself. Do you see the problem with all of these fucking labels? Anyway, it's been a really hard day. It hasn't really been hard, but just physically, because I left quite early, and it's 10:30. I'm with this huge suitcase, but I'm so happy because I got my shit. Yeah, and I got some really I have sentimental value items with sentimental value, so I'm really happy and really gay. Okay, have a gay day in the UK.